Yo, what is up? Sunday. Anybody name this song out there? I know Drew won't get it. They don't have music out there. In Nebraska, they just beat on their corn stalks. Bum, 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 bum. Uh-oh. Let's see here. I'm supposed to have another camera. Yeah, the accordion track is real low in this song. Bum, bum, bum. Shoot. I don't have no camera. Mm-hmm. Can you name the band, Drew? Can you name the band singing it? And can you name the band who originally did this? I'm guessing neither. Larry Gitlin's here. Larry Gitlin has the title of the song in his post. Ben Gray. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I got a big old no camera over there, so we'll have to go old style here. This song is called Stand By. The chorus is coming. This is a great song by a great band, covered by an even greater band. Here we go, Drew. Card Hunter's here. How you doing, Ziggy? Happy Sunday to you. This is Every Day is Like Sunday by 10,000 Maniacs. Originally recorded, written, and emoted by the Smiths from Manchester, Lancashire, England. Smiths have a moody singer, kind of like this guy right here behind the microphone. And they also have a guitar player who is a fierce Manchester City fan. I'm a big Manchester City fan. I like the kicky, the footy. Morrissey, yes, Rob. I would expect Rob to get that. That's cheating. Yeah, that's cheating for Rob. I was supposed to have two cameras, but I have one camera. I'm going to show you folks what I did yesterday, and it's kind of a continuation of, many years of stuff. So a little whiles back, I gave up about 150 to 100, probably more like 175,000 junk wax era commons that have been picked through, completing my sets, and then further pick through in order to steal some twins and steal some Cubs for some friends of mine, and then Hall of Famers, stuff like that. I traded that in for a store credit north of me, about 2 hours north of me, and made my first round of pickups in December. I think I did something, a video on that. So here I go. I went back again and tried it again, and I still had a substantial credit. That credit, by the way, that initial credit was in the four figures. So traded some junk wax cards that I couldn't throw away for some store credit, or a honey hole credit, I call it, because it wasn't really a store back then, but now they're more of a store. So made my second trip up, and I actually took up another 40,000 junk wax era basketball cards with me yesterday. And what's significant about this place, I'll tell you in a little while. But what I did do, I got myself a whole bunch of football cards. I bought a double shoebox of 70s and early 80s football cards. There were some 60s in there as well. So I have a big gap. Well, I had a big gap in my 70s football collection. Um, Part of it is due to my own ineptitude. Part of it is due to some altruism that I failed at miserably. So let's rewind. Uh, I collected some 70s football as a kid, bought a lot of stuff, probably from 76 on. I had the Walter Payton rookie, all that fun stuff. So a couple of years ago, I had the harebrained idea I was going to streamline my collection, sold a lot of my football, including the Walter Payton rookie, until I had immediate regret and remorse. So I vowed to rebuild my football card collection. So I've done that, right? So I'm almost done my 70, almost done my 71, almost done my 73. And when I say almost, less than 10 cards. 79, I thought I was done, but apparently I'm about 9 cards short there. I just did an audit. Looks like 8 cards. I just did an audit today. I put that in a binder. Don't know where those 8 cards went, but I was done at one point. Now that middle 76, 77 era, 74, 75, 76, 77, stuff that I had in real time, I gave a lot of those cards to my friend to look at, see if he was interested in maybe doing a trade. He had some old baseball cards. And when I say I gave it to my friend, this was while I was on tour with Janet Jackson. And this was 30 years ago. So the tour I did was 1993, 94, and I gave my friend like a double shoebox. Hey, take a look at this. If you like these, we can work out a trade for some of your old baseball cards. This gentleman was significantly older than me because he was in the Vietnam War. So that just goes to show you the kind of the era that he had baseball cards. So I was ready to do a swap. Well, needless to say, I never saw that guy again after the tour, and my cards went away. So a nice chunk of my mid to late 70s went away. So that's another reason why I had to rebuild. So I've rebuilt. Away I go. I have thousands and thousands of football cards from the 70s now, which is awesome. So happy about that. But we'll show off some stuff here. Yeah, we'll show off some stuff, but I'll get to the comments, as they say, here real quick. Mickey's here from the other side of the Delaware River. Drew's here from up there in Nebraska way. Larry, hello again. Philly Joe, how are you? Card Hunter, that's Ziggy. He's down there in the Nova or above Nova. Not quite sure where you are there, Ziggy, but I know you're around the Nova. Mark is here. Mark had a great day at the card show yesterday. Rob from Colorado. You've got 71s. Well, we'll have to talk about that because I do have some 71s. I went on my trip a couple weeks ago and bought. I did get the Terry Bradshaw rookie recently, so I'm getting close on that 71. Dan, almost done are all the words that all collectors dread. Well, there's something else. I mean, I'm done the 59 and the 60 football sets, and I should. What I need is a good card show like Philly Card Show, where you have the dealers that come with the binders of all football cards, and you can just get what you want. And I went a long way to doing that at the last Philly card show I went to, or the last Philly show I went to. But it looks like I'm going to miss the one in March, but I could probably finish 3 sets within 10 minutes if there were a nice show around that had vintage football. Otherwise, buying thousands and thousands of cards. Here's some more. I have a bunch of 70s in here. I got a bunch of 70s, and none of them are the ones I needed because I'm getting close. So it's kind of a drag. But anyway, let's not talk about football. I bought a lot of football cards, just working on the sets there. One set that I did get a lot of yesterday is the 2004, I think it is, Upper Deck, all-time. What the heck is this? The all-time 125th anniversary. I think it's all-time legends or something like that. Really nice sets. Got a lot of goats in there. So I just started getting that through getting into that through Mike O's sales. Here's a nice card here. I don't know whether you have this Mark Hoyle, but it's that's not the one I wanted. It's not the one you want. There's Jimmy Pearsall running backwards after a home run. So I have a lot of these now. I had like a dozen before I started this weekend, and now I have nearly the whole set. The whole set goes up into the 224s. Manny Sanguin, I think, is the last player. So I visited this honey hole, and I just started grabbing stuff because I had a credit. So I spent about $200 in store credit, which is zero out of my pocket, and just started grabbing stuff. I grabbed essentially complete 93 and 94 each Ted Williams baseball card set. I have the whole 94 set, but there's so many great players in the 94 set that sell on eBay and that I can give away to some of my fellow collectors. So I grabbed that as throw-ins. I do a lot of stuff as throw-ins, so I kept going there. Your swell greats, I think they're 1990, so I picked up about a dozen of those. Now, Mark Hoyle knows about this stuff, but the TCMA stuff is absolutely crazy. In the late 70s, early 80s, there's the Bob Lemon set, the Warren Spahn set, the Willie Mays set, the Hank Aaron set, the Duke Snyder set. There's the Dodgers set. There is the 60s Part 2 set. There's these Renato Galassos, which look eerily similar to the 1960 Leaf cards that are also difficult. They're more difficult to get. But I just love the dead guys. Ralph Kiner, ASA, I think it is. Is that an ASA? No, that's a TCMA. So I picked up some stuff, just started filling boxes. Pete Rose Sport Flicks that I didn't have, a 59 Calavito, 61 Minoso. I already have that, but I think this is a condition upgrade. This was just laying around, which is a 51 Eddie Stanky redback. The 66 Fergie Jenkins rookie card, a handful of Topps Gold. I think they're 92. So 92. There's some good cards in there. There's Boggs and Fisk and Ozzie Smith and Jim Abbott and Tony Gwynn. Mike Mussina Classic as a rookie. Got a couple 65s, or I'm sorry, a couple 66 that I needed. I just saw this on Twitter literally moments ago, but here is a John Kennedy and Jackie Kennedy from the top set. Boy, hold on. I'm going to get this. I will look, but it's a 1964 top set. So what's weird about this, obviously, is JFK is no longer with us at that point. Here's some more TCMAs, Yankees set, I think from 79. And I have I don't know whether the Ruth is blank back for all of them, but I have a Ruth blank back for that. Otherwise, they look like that right there. And banging 87 Fleer Robin Yount. Limited edition, they said. So they guaranteed you that they were limited edition. So picked up some of that stuff. What else we got? Here's something from, I think, like the Babe Ruth family. Okay, so this would have been in the junk era, 92. Does have some stuff written on the back, and I have a couple more Babe Ruth cards that I'll get, but it's called it's 1992 Family of Babe Ruth and Babe Ruth Baseball League Incorporated by Curtis Management. Turns out I already have these, so put those on eBay. Fun. Let's see here. Like I said, I had a second camera set up, but screwed that up. So I'm going to bring out a binder real quick. I had a binder thrown in the deal, which is mostly, there's some good players in there. Like there's a Frank Robinson there and Vatapinson, and there's a Rick Wise. Obviously, that's a high number. But crap that we don't really need. But there's a nice full pro card set that has the 1990 single A and double A minor league stars. Bernie Williams is in there. First card there, all that fun stuff. The box. Let's get the box out. Okay. I showed Mark Hoyle one of the things I got, and one of the fun things about this whole trip up to Steamtown, if you know what Steamtown is, then good for us. It's Scranton, Pennsylvania. You got to watch The Office to figure that out. But it's where most of the Topps cards were made. throughout our childhoods and adulthoods and stuff like that. So I got a nice big Willie Mays 52 Hoochie McCoochie. That's going to go to Oklahoma real soon. Can't wait to send that out. This has nothing to do with Upper Pennsylvania, but it's a nice 81 Uncut Don Ross little thingamajobber that has Carl Yastrzemski on it. So that's why I wanted that. So speaking of Uncut, being that they made all those cards up there, there's a lot of wacky stuff that pops up in that area. So if you look at these trademarks here, you'll see Duria, Pennsylvania, 1980. Here's some Topps Supers Uncut. Freddie Lynn, there was a bunch of them. I didn't see any Yaz's, but I saw Freddie Lynn and I saw a Jim Rice. So look at that one. George Foster, Jim Palmer, Jim Rice, and J.R. Richard. So Mark Hoyle, if you want these, I'm going to send these to you if you have room for a couple Uncut 80 Supers coming your way. I got some stamps. I had them throw some stamps in here, and these are the Baseball Sluggers edition. I guess they're the 51, kind of the 51 Bowman look right there. Obviously all Fugazi cards, not real cards, but still kind of cool. 51 Bowman look with people like Mel Ott and Greenberg in that set, and Mickey Mantle, not his 51 Bowman, but close. Just a really fun set. So I think it says Mantle, Ott, Campanella, Greenberg. So it's just those four guys there. So got that. That'll be fun. Maybe I'll frame that. Here's something really cool, and it's stamped April 15th, 1956. This is a Redman baseball cap, free for you or your boy, because you can't have your girl wear your hat. So you'd have this for you or your boy, and you can see there's kind of a deadline to send stuff in, but they've gone over it with a stamp. And April 15th, which was also tax day, I'm sure, in 1956. So the offer was extended. You can enclose X amount of coupons from Redman All-Star Baseball player cards, for which please send me caps checked, so you can get a cap from your favorite team back in the day. There were full details inside, but just fun little. I don't have a lot of Redman. I think I have maybe one or two, but I definitely can start. You have to send in 50 picture stubs. So that's where all your tabs went. For you folks that are missing your Redman tabs, that's where they went. So that's that. I will pause to go back to the comments again. Mark Hoyle again bragging and rubbing it in that he has all those 70s football cards. He says, get me a list. Janet Jackson and John Keating. I didn't see that coming. I worked for Janet Jackson for 8-9 months. I think I'm going to say August of 93 till May of 94. And then I bailed off the tour when they were going to start playing outside. So went over, we went around the world a little bit, and then came back and I left. 72 through 79. Everybody's saying hi to each other. Mookie blames Janet and Tito. When we started that tour, we were in rehearsals for 3 months. We were supposed to be in rehearsals for 2 weeks, but then Michael Jackson got in the news for doing what he did. If you look at like this summer of fall of 93, we kept postponing because of the shenanigans that Michael was up to over there at the Neverland. Larry Gitlin sold a 76 cello pack with Peyton Rookie on front years ago, of course, now with regrets. Yeah, I have to get that card back. That's on my list of things to do. I should have that one shortly, not imminently, but sometime in the very near future. It's on the top of the goals list there. Matt's here from Royals country, somewhere out there in Kansas. Dealer at the show had 72 high number football. Mark went to a show yesterday. I keep thinking the first thing you do for people that collect 70s football cards, especially early 70s, first thing they do when they see a 72 card is flip it over, and usually disappointed after looking at the numbers. But someday I keep thinking I'm going to find a stash somewhere, and they'll all be mine. So I have that. I have good luck that way. So Love cards and love Morrissey. Thank you, sir. Automatic for the collector. Things you don't know about Mike Petty. John Keating is one of my favorite podcasts. Oh, Mike Petty, what are you saying to me, man? That hurts. You know I don't take compliments well. So please, uh, just please save it for somebody who it isn't lost on, because I'm insecure and I'm uncomfortable around other people. Certainly positive comments. I was thinking maybe this is getting too deep, and thank Mike Petty for dragging this up. I'm sort of a well, I'm from Philadelphia, so I always use the excuse that I'm from Philadelphia for my kind of uh, my cantankerism, I guess you can call it. You know, I always relate to people like Hornsby and Ty Cobb and Ted Williams, even Yaz to some degree. Yaz was just quiet, just not cantankerous. But I think that stems from the fact that, like, I just realized that nobody nobody encouraged me growing up. You know, like no teachers said, "Hey, this kid's got potential. Let's try to encourage him." I was always told about the things I was doing wrong, not the things I was doing right. So if again, I self-diagnosed. I spent my whole life self-diagnosing myself. So that was an epiphany I had, I think, this morning. Like, if someone had just given me some positive, and I'm not talking about my parents. My parents were great, but like teachers didn't give a crap about people like me. So yeah. So anyway, that's that. Sorry I pulled over and I made this about me. eBay store, that 70s card store. Let me see if I can drop a link in there. Okay. I'm horrible at self promotion, as you can tell, and I'm even more horrible about sharing my store. So I'm going to put the link in here, and maybe that'll be the first time I've really promoted that link. Somebody asked me about it a while ago, so it's in the chat. All right. Let's see here. eBay store, Gary. I did that. Babe Ruth card. If you purchase a collector's plate from Bradford Exchange, yeah, you know what, Matt? That makes sense, because that makes sense, because I think it did say Bradford on there. It says no, it doesn't say Bradford, but it's a Brad X. It gives you a Brad X number, which I guess if you're in the Bradford, it does say plate on there too. So good score, Matt. Appreciate that. I did not order a plate. I got the cards without plates, thankfully. You found a box of 87 high grade 5. I do have a high grade in here as well. Let me show you guys some stuff here while we're talking. So again, some more 72s. Like I said, when the 72s pop up, you immediately go to the other side. And you've heard me say it before again. This is Billy Joe Green, possible drunk uncle, but I just love the 72 cards front and back. I mean, the back card, the blend of that green and that blue and that gray back, I just think this is like one of those things that I consider almost the perfect. They got everything in there. They got the bio in there. They got the vital stats, career stats. They even got a cartoon in there. Everything you need is on the back of that card. No shenanigans. No, let's play a game. It's all on the back of that card. And I think they did a heck of a job in 1972. And I love the 72s. So out of all these 72s I picked up yesterday, which is whatever that is, that much, I only need one of them. So, but I still consider that a victory. I picked up not one, not two, but three 80-81 basketball of these guys, but apparently I got the same one. So I got the Moses Malone, George Johnson, and Michael Cooper. I did that times 3. I don't know what I was thinking there. You know, we talked about the 70s again. I have another pile of 70s here. The only one I needed out of there was Bob Jeter. Not related to Derek Jeter, but he was a Green Bay Packer. So hate to keep saying positive things, but I think the 70s set is probably one of my favorite of all time as well. Orange on the back, purple, but the beautiful, beautiful front of that card. I love the poses, love the cards. More 70, whatever those are, 73s. Here's some 71s in here. amongst other things. So here's the 71s. If you're not used to looking at 1971 Topps football, I think I may have only had one of those that I found yesterday, but I did find a bunch of 75, 76s, all that stuff. Came up with a few more other cards that I needed, some 59s, which is fun. Again, I just start grabbing stuff and throwing it in this box I have next to me here, just for the fun of it. And then a series of 60s football cards, Philadelphia and Topps and all that stuff. So love the 60s as well. I probably have about 1,060 football cards, 60s football cards or more. Bought a bunch of these guys, had them throw them in there. Now I had a lot of them, but I also had singles of a lot of these. I have every Nolan Ryan playing days card ever. So I have a Nolan Ryan from every one of these sets. And now I have all these sets, and I just kept buying the little sets. I bought several Revco sets, all that stuff. Here is the Pacific Baseball Legends set. So I picked up that. I probably had about half of that set, but it was easy just throwing it in my box, and it's free money, right? Because all I did was trade some junk wax era stuff. And that's that. Ace fan Jim is here. Jim, I don't know whether we talked about this, but the A's are a mess. And that's not breaking news, but I was out in Vegas, and Vegas is saying that, they can't build a stadium there. They don't have the money. Who knows what's going on with the A's? I read an article saying they may end up playing starting next year in Sacramento. They may end up in Salt Lake City. I just think it's time to sell the A's, and I think I'm not alone in that opinion, obviously. Mike Petty, he's talking to Matt. Matt, funny how you have that stupid plate hung up, and I have that stupid plate hung up at my office. It's actually pretty nice. I think I paid $15 for it years ago. It's worth $5 now. Mike, you could probably find those plates in any antique store for $19.99, I'm sure. So somebody else is probably paying more. Mickey, thank you for the cool stuff. I got more. Hey, Orlando, how are you? You love the Redmans. Did you send away for it? Can I get 50 of those tabs from you, Mike Petty, so I can send away for I would choose a Philadelphia Athletics hat right there. Okay. So that would choose American League, and I would go a third from the bottom and get a Philadelphia Athletics hat. So I forgot I had until April 15th, 1956. Uncut. So Scranton's near Doria. We've said that. They made baseball cards for decades in Doria, and then this stuff like this pops up, an uncut Fran Healy card. So and if you look up there's a couple other schmoes up top. So uncut 75, no hitters, tossed by Busby, Bosman, and Nolan Ryan. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to sell that or keep that, because Nolan Ryan obviously is a pretty big deal. I showed this to no, I didn't show this. Anyway, a couple more uncuts I have. Bud Harrelson just passed away. Tommy Davis, who was robbed of the MVP in 1962. It's a nice shot there. I don't know who is on first base. Who's on first base? 1970, 71 era for the A's. I don't know who that is. Somebody can tell me that. Here's Billy Martin in action along with Harmon Killebrew. These are uncut. And here is your backs right there. So you could tell these guys partied next to each other on the sheet, which is interesting because usually they alternated in the numerical sequence, right? Yeah, and the backs, they're not consecutive either. So here's a 72. Now imagine having this is an uncut of 72 Bobby Bell and NFC Championship game where the Cowboys beat the 49ers. Imagine having an uncut 72 high number. That'd be cool. I have two of these, so one of these will go on the eBay. Two of these exact same Bob Lilly, George Blanda uncuts. Here's the other one right there. So I think I've sold that Bob Lilly card several times in my store, just a regular Bob Lilly card. All right. Here's what I showed Mark Hoyle, and he's not getting this. So here's a Carly Stremski in action, uncut, along with checklist. Because no mere mortal could share a butt Carl Yastrzemski on the sheet, so they had to put a checklist there. I'm sure there was a lot of players that wanted to, but Topps said no. The checklist. I found this and I posted it on eBay, and I'm shocked that I got absolutely zero response. But I found a Manny Lee air freshener. Okay. And the flavor or the scent is Stank Purdy. And it's an official, it can hang from your rearview mirror and all that stuff. And it's a baseball card that smells like Stank Purdy. They made them in Midvale, Utah. So anyway, bright, fun designs combined with natural, pleasing fragrance. That's the Manny Lee Stank Purdy air freshener. All right, so here's some more Babe Ruth stuff. If you're there and you know what these are, I have a bunch of them. I don't know what they are, but they're all the same. So it says on the back, the Babe Ruth series, special limited edition, Babe Ruth Estate again, 92 gold entertainment. Maybe these have something to do with the plates again. I don't know, but they're all holographs. So, and I have a stack of them. So I haven't been able to find them, but pretty cool little card. Obviously, indicative of that early 90s kind of trend to make things shiny. Wonder if that ever caught on, and to put holograms and things. So anyway, got a stack of those, and an almost fully functioning jewel box for them to go into. So that's probably about 20 of those I have. Marilyn Monroe trading cards from the early 90s. I don't know what I was doing. And I found, even though I have this, I found like a near, I don't know, I want to say this thing is like fives and betters, 74 Topps traded set. And the reason I grabbed it is they've got to be in better condition than the ones I have, because they're pretty sharp and all that stuff. So I just grabbed that again. When you're playing with the house's money, you just kind of go for it. So I went for it there, along with some of these other things that I'll show here in a few minutes. So let's see here. Going down more here. Hello, John and friends in the chat. Hey, Diego, how are you? Hope you're doing well. You're over there in Jerseyville. Matt's got the whole set of plates, apparently. Mickey's waiting for you to grab some batteries and throw them at the non-working camera. I had it all set up, but I don't know whether I like USB-C, because USB-C on my computer tends to pop out more. And once it pops out, you have to quit Chrome, fire it back up again, which takes seconds, but you can't do that in the middle of a live stream. So, Dan, again, nothing wrong with a Keating Love Fest in the chat. Thank you, Dan. Very kind of you. Dan, I enjoyed your Campanella run through, and I appreciate you pointing out that he was born and raised in Philadelphia. A lot of people don't realize that Philadelphia is the home of Campanella. Sure. Drew is an A's fan as well. Let's start a support group. Yeah, I don't know, man. Just sell the team. It's like they've got so much money in the Silicon Valley, and they can't quite figure out a way to make things right out there. Mookie said, you punched your way out of it, Rocky style. Okay, I believe you. Big Harv's here. You are not alone in your sell the A's opinion. Listen, I'll turn the shovel in North Philly to rebuild Shibe Park if they allow me to bring that team. What's up, Dylan? How are you? I'm sure it's Friday where Dylan is. Pepino Man's here. I wish I could have bought some A's in high school. Yeah, that's the truth, Pepino. I told people that when I got my report card, I didn't check for the grades, the letters. I checked to see what color the ink was on it, because red ink meant only one thing. So I'm going to move the box back there. There's more stuff in there. Woolworths, like I said, Ames, Revco, KB, Toys R Us. I got the whole shebang. And I like cards. Oh, no. I'm back. See, I told you my USB-C is screwed up, so I moved the box and everything went away. So, apologize to everybody for that, but I'm back. I'm gonna go through some of this other stuff real quick. Here's another TCMA Miller Huggins from the Yankees set, right? Part of that Babe Ruth deal. Speaking of, look at that. We talked about our high grades. There's a nice Lou Gehrig high grade, and here are some action-packed legends, I guess. Now it's hard to have, Eddie Collins in there and Al Lopez in there, and then you throw Cecil Cooper. Now I thought Cecil Cooper was a good baseball player, but does he really need to be on in a set with Gil Hodges and Catfish Hunter and Aparicio and Brooks? So had some of these. Grab more of these again. I love dead guys playing baseball. Here is a sneaky series of all those Junk Wax era small time series that we talked about. KB, Revco, Ames, Woolworths, all that stuff. This is the 1991 Mootown Snacker set. This is a signature series, so this is not your run-of-the-mill series. This is actually a signature series. But there is like this guy here is like a $10 card, this Griffey. So because it's early in his career. Mootown Snackers. Oh, you know what? Look at that. The back has a signature, so they wasn't lying. Mootown Snackers signature series, Cecil Fielder. And it's got Cecil's Hanshin Squid Fighters or whatever the hell they're called stats on there. He batted in 38 home runs, 81 RBIs over there in the Nippon Professional Players of Baseball League. No triples in Japan, which surprises me. He legged out a triple in 87, 88, and 90, but none overseas in Japan because probably Japanese players throw to the base ahead of the runner, which is a lost art here in America. A couple 1970, and when I say a couple, that means at least two. 1970 Super Calvin Hills. Again, just grabbed them. Don't care. Two's better than one. House money, all that stuff. 1979. When you think of 1979, you think of Lee Mazzilli, Steve Garvey, and Mike Schmidt on a Hostess card, uncut. It's a nice big stain on Steve and Patrick Garvey's card, front and back, which is convenient. So Mike Schmidt, though, unscathed. Mike Schmidt, Michael Jack Schmidt. That's actually an expensive card, that Michael Schmidt card. When I say expensive, I mean like a couple bucks, $10 or something like that. 1980, 81, of course, we know that to be the year of the Larry Bird, Magic Johnson rookies, all that stuff. So I decided to grab a bunch of the posters, and these came in the cards, I believe, with the packs of cards. And there's old Larry Bird right there. Great Yankees, great Red Sox lineup, right? There's Dave Cowens in the middle, Red Auerbach. Who was managing the 1980-81? When I say manage, coaching the 80-81 Celtics, I assume that was Auerbach, or was it that? Does that not look like Bill Fitch over there in that plaid jacket? I don't know. Auerbach seems like he just wants to get in every picture, whether he's coaching or not. So I'm not sure whether he was coaching or just doing what he does. But anyway, I'm a big proponent of team photos. I know we don't see them on cards anymore, but it's fun. And I can tell you that one thing I love is that I've been to every one of these arenas where these were taken, right? So Boston Garden, we'll talk about Boston Garden. The Bulls, that looks like it was taken at their practice facility, so I apologize for that. Detroit, that would have been taken at I'm not sure whether they were in, that looks like the Silverdome, right? Either Silverdome or Joe Louis Arena. Cavaliers would have been Richfield Coliseum, which was a complete dump. Rockets would have been the Summit, which is where people pay to pray now. Pacers, this was taken the same. I've been to Market Square Arena. That was not Market Square Arena. Look at the Bucks. The Bucks played at the Mecca, the Milwaukee Exposition and Convention Center Arena. But look at those uniforms. Now, not only are the uniforms got that kind of fade thing going, but look at the background. Somebody said, let's fade up the legs and let's fade across and take a picture of a sunset. Because when I think of Milwaukee and Wisconsin and the Bucks and green and yellow and white, I think of a sunset over Biscayne Bay. So congrats to them. Here's the Knickerbockers. Knickerbockers were playing at the time at Madison Square Garden, and clearly says that on the center of the basketball court there. Sixers, Spectrum, the Rectum, wonderful place to visit. Of course, the Suns played in a Coliseum, Veterans Coliseum, some sort of dump in Phoenix. Blazers also played in a dump up there in Portland at the time. I've been there. And the Sonics, I'm not sure if the Sonics were playing in the Tacoma Dome or the Key Arena or in front of a big hefty bag. But yeah, anyway, the little posters, they fold up. I'll probably put them in those nice little top loaders I have. Enjoy that. And of course, as long as we're talking about the bigs, let's talk about the 76-77 basketball. Out of nowhere, Topps decides to enlarge their set in the middle of the decade. Threw everybody for a loop, that's for sure. Imagine if that happened today. 86 All-Star Game cards. One thing that throws me off about this, and this is the full set here. Sparky's there. This is an 86 set, but it says 85 All-Stars, and the back says 85 All-Stars, but 86. They did that a lot in the 80s. Kind of confusing. Rookies and All-Stars. Here's your Kellogg's in the wrapper of Willie Mays. Fleer, Pioneers. Right here, Pioneers of Baseball. Jack Daubert. I actually already had that. I don't know why I grabbed it. And of course, last time I was up there, I grabbed some 64 Giants, and I grabbed the rest while I was there. Now I grabbed Dean Chance. That's not Dean Chance. That's Al Kaline. Joe Torre, Dean Chance, and Yastrzemski. I've had this for about 40 years, but this one looks pretty nice. So I may add that as my go-to 64 Topps Giant. I won't throw the other one away. It's just my go-to. And I've got a really weird thing going here. There was like a Jack Havlin card that is, it says it's an Allen and Ginter, but I haven't been able to find these reprints. It says there's no reprints around, but this is a weird card. I had to do some investigating. There's no way this is a real Allen and Ginter, but I haven't seen any reprint sets, and I've been looking. So we'll see with that. That's got a 0.5 chance of being real right there. Yeah, that's it, man. That's other than the thousands of football cards I bought that I have spread out over here. That's it for my trip up there. $200 store credit, zero cash spent. And fortunately nobody was in this place, so I just tore through everything I could, and there's like 3 rooms, and I tore through one room. There's 2 more rooms of cards, so I'll go up in another couple months with another couple, maybe $300-400 of added credit from those basketball cards, and shop away some more. So anyway, back at the chat. I apologize, everybody. I talk way too much. Double D's getting an aloha, a mahalo, and what is that? Oni? Not Oni. Something. Ohana from Mike Petty. Uncut cards from 75 came out of Dynamite magazine. You sure about that, Mark Coyle? What about the 72s? Because these 75s, see that. So that came out of a magazine, you're saying. But they look legit, do they not? Does that not look like a legit? Anyway, I don't know if they paired them up that way, but it seems weird that I have all these other uncuts, and then that only those would come out of a magazine. But anyway, that's okay. I'll take care. Pepperoncini Man from Raining. Yes, Southern California is supposed to get more rain in a weekend than they do all year long. Nobody really cares, or nobody sympathizes with you folks out there when you go on about your sun and your weather and all that stuff. So enjoy the rain. You're in a desert, so enjoy the rain and stay out of the Los Angeles River because it's probably going to be flooded. So just be careful out there, but don't really care. You build your houses on the side of hills. What do you expect to have happen? And yeah, so hope everybody's safe, but not a lot of surprise on my thing when it rains a bunch. So but they could simulate Vegas A's games in that concert orb. Somebody's got to have the draft in there, Mookie. Somebody's got to have that draft. I think the NHL was talking about it, but how badass would the draft be inside of that sphere? Haven't been to the sphere. I have no urge to go to the sphere. I've seen it a million times. It's pretty cool looking, but for whatever they're charging to go in there, I'll pass. So Peeps is here. Hey, Peeps, how are you? Hope everything's. It's like 3,000 degrees in Minnesota right now, where Peeps is. They're running around in tank tops and shorts, and California is putting rock salt out. So crazy stuff. Tommy Davis is playing first base, and the runner is Horace Clarke. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate that. See if I can find that again. That's Killebrew and Martin. There you go. No, Tommy Davis. Really? He played in the early 70s. He played for the A's, didn't he? Why did I not know that? It says Tommy Davis in action. Oh, I'm not that smart, man. Oh my God, that's so funny. Apologize, everybody. And oddly enough, Bud Harrelson is on the inaction card in on the Bud Harrelson action card. So learned two things today. Bud Harrelson's real name is interesting too. The first time I saw that, I had no idea what they were talking about. Horace Clarke and Tommy Davis, right there. Wow. That makes sense, right? Because Tommy Davis would have been in the American League by then, and Horace Clarke would have continued his streak of not being in the playoffs. So, yeah, sorry about that. That was a big 1972 fraudulent slip. I don't know if I can call myself that 70s card show if I'm vexed by a Tommy Davis in action card when it clearly says it's him playing first base. Double D, my iPhone won't let me pause, then keep filming. Okay. Oh, you were talking to Caesar with your Google phone. Yeah, I don't film anything with my phone, but good luck. Pepino's Uncut. I think he showed everybody that. And good for you, Pepino. You have an extra couple millimeters that I don't have then, I guess. Mike Petty has never seen those before. I don't know whether he's talking about my cards or Pepino's uncuttedness. We'll see. Pixel phone or something like that. Pepino's got like a Cricket phone from Metro PC or something like that. Yeah, Mickey, I got that. I apologized to everybody for not knowing that Tommy Davis was actually on the Tommy Davis card. Yeah, and that's clearly Horace Clarke at Yankee Stadium wearing the Yankees stuff. Peeps. I always thought Manny Lee looked like a guy who smelled good. He smells like Stank Purdy, Peeps. And yeah, Joe Keating. What's Joe Keating? Oh, Joe Keating's here. No one does stank like the Mormons. That's my brother. I don't know what my brother's doing here, but my brother was on an episode with me a while back, both my brothers. So go looking. So big deal here. Stank Purdy. This will be my next giveaway when I get to 30 subscribers. If I reach 30 subscribers, I'll give away a little Stank Purdy. And yeah, good to go. Philadelphia was the home of steak cheese sandwich. Pepino, it's cheesesteak. Okay. It's not, we don't eat all our 3 meals a day like you guys out of, converted SWAT vans. So we sit down and we eat cheesesteaks like refined people. Oscar Procter and Gamble. The greatest Philly cheesesteak sandwich I ever had was at a mall in Philly with my dad in 8th grade. What were you doing in Philly in 8th grade? And if anybody wants to come over here and join us, I'll put the link in here. As you know, I suck at keeping up with the chat. So apologies to everybody. Gino's Mike Petty, you're a tourist. sorry about that, man, but you're straight up tourist if you're going to Geno's. Best cheesesteak is supposedly John's roast pork, but that means you have to give up eating a roast pork sandwich in order to have the cheesesteak. But yeah, cheesesteak. John, your USB is hanging out, and you can see it on a camera. I'm hung like a USB. My brother Joe is, he's got the dongle in the family. It all ended with him. I'm the USB-C of the family. I once dated a girl whose looked like a cheese. Oh, Pepino. Kudos for you actually having a date with a girl, but man, we didn't need to hear that, I guess. Did it have onions? I guess I'm wondering if it had onions. Senator Forearms, Fitch, Bill Fitch. Bill Fitch was the coach. Is that what we're saying? Then why the hell is he sitting like 3 seats off center? This is 80-81, right? 80-81, 79-80. The Lakers and the Sixers played. Did the Celtics play in 80-81? They play in the finals. Look at that. Red Auerbach could be standing back there with the trainer. Remember those pictures back in the day? We'd have some schlub in a suit standing in the back row. Red Auerbach could have done that. Could have done that nicely, but nope. Had to be near the ball. Had to be near Mr. Cowens, I guess. 76-77 tall boys. I love the tall boys as well. It's a challenge sometimes storing them, obviously. And if you're going to go tall, right? But like Fleer put out these Legends cards, and they just stick up above the monster boxes and really screw everything up. So anyway, go tall. Our Patriot joined late, showing off stuff I didn't buy, but I received as part of a store credit that I had worked out a couple months back. So I spent some house money on a bunch of stuff. You can rewind there, Patriot, and look if you want. Just a whole bunch of eclectic stuff. Kind of what I do. Sometimes I go shopping for most of the time I go shopping for myself. And obviously I'll look for stuff. If I already have it, I can put it on eBay. And if my friends also inspire me. I have a friend that is a Giants fan, a friend that is a fan of all things Red Sox, a White Sox friend, all that stuff. So if I find something that catches someone's interest, like this stuff, right? Boston Red Sox, then I'll think of them before and grab it while I can as part of a deal. Wayne Causey, 64 Giants to finish. That seems like an easy one to get, James, right? Or Jim. Seems like an easy one to get, the Wayne Causey. So good luck to you for sure. Mark Coyle. Mark Coyle has a 76-77 set. I think Mark Coyle has sent me some of those as well. So, hey, Bob. How are you? Through the mail. Bob's here through the mail. Supposedly we have an atmospheric river over us. I love Pepino, how they're coming up with these new terms. Rivers above, rivers below. Everything's meant to scare us. Mike, the sports history collector, says Davis hit 324 in 1974 the A's in limited playing. Now, first base was always a conundrum, right? On those championship teams, I think that they'd have Gene Tennis play first base. Mike Epstein might have been playing first base, all that fun stuff. Hey, Scott, how are you, sir? How's Ohio? Hope everything's okay. Hope you're prepared for the atmospheric storm or the atmospheric river that will be the National this year, along with that warm-up act, the Strongsville show. Yaz ad on the back of the Bud Harrelson card. Oh, you know what? I forgot about that, Mark. You're right. You've pointed that out to me before. So the Bud Harrelson card, it's the one that has Bud Harrelson on it. You could see the Joe Torre and Carl Yastrzemski ad back there. There we go. Full color puzzles of Joe Torre and Carl Yastrzemski. So again, that's why we have friends, to point that stuff out. The Tommy Davis on the Tommy Davis card and the Yaz puzzle on the back of the Bud Harrelson. So thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. Brent's late. That's okay, Brent. I was late and I actually ducked out for a second. Joe Keating says, I better get some stank in my stocking next year. Joe, that I got news for you. I gave you stank in your stocking in 1979. Surprised you're just now getting around to asking for it. Double D, Dylan, he went with his dad to all the museums in Washington, D.C. and visit the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia. Come back, Dylan. It's a wonderful town, Philadelphia. We'd love to have you. That's a long ride. I guess you would have come from California at that point, but it's still a long ride. But Philly's a great town. A lot to do in Philly, a lot to do in New York and stuff like that. And there's some good museums in Philly too, for sure. It's not just about the Liberty Bell. Art in DC is all too off-centered. I got you, Brent. Let's see here. The first time I went on a plane, this is Pepino talking, I joined the Mile High Club of If Masturbating Counts. That's awesome, Pepino. I hope you did it into your vomit bag and not into your folding seat tray. We do judge Pepino, Joe. That's part of what the community does, the card community does. And the chat is oversharing. Dan, by the way, dropped the F-bomb on his latest show. So Dan is living in a glass house, as they say, because I had to rewind when Dan dropped his F-bomb today. So, well, yeah, never sit next to Pepino on a plane. I get that. I get that. Yeah, I get that. Thankfully, I don't have to because I sit with the refined people up front most of the time, thanks to my my loyalty to American Airlines. Let's look at this one more time. Look at this Carl Yastrzemski 1964 Topps Giant. I got one behind me. Pretty sure I bought this one in early 80s. So my original one, it's pretty sharp, but it's a little OC, just like Washington, D.C. So I've got two pretty good ones. I have no urge to get them graded, but anyway, now I got two beautiful Yaz's. I don't buy Yaz's to resell. I buy Yaz's to enjoy even more. Let's look at Maryland real quick, shall we? Well, Pepino's got me all horned up. Anybody like any music? What songs do you like? Let's play a song here too. See if I can play a song. The Pepino scares me. If I play a song, the wrong song, I might get Pepino all horned up and stuff like that. Let's see here. Here we go. Let's play this one. This will probably get us shut down by the YouTube police. Got a bad dongle. We won't play that. No Janet Jackson. All right, here's Marilyn Monroe. Bet she didn't look like a cheesesteak down below Pepino. Oh, well, I guess I gotta look at the front of these things, huh? Oh man, I am gonna get my pee slapped by YouTube. Oh, can't show that one. I'll show that one from back here. All right, I didn't know this was the real deal, dude. Marilyn was a looker. Of course, she married several people. One was a writer, a playwright, as they say. One was a band leader, and one was an absolutely incredible baseball player. And one of the favorite stories we hear, of course, is when Marilyn came off stage, whatever, in Korea and said, "Oh, Joe, you wouldn't believe the amount of applause I got." And Joe said, yes, I would. So Marilyn Monroe, I don't know what happened there between you and Damage. If Marilyn Monroe wasn't good enough for Damage, then I don't know who would have been. So I'm on team Yankee Clipper there. That's that. Marilyn Monroe done. Whipping post. Mark, you're so predictable. I believe that's what they called Pepino on the airplane, the whipping post. So I won't play that here. yeah, so that's that. Scranton, it was fun. 2 hours, 2 hours up, 2 hours in the store, and 2 hours back. Rewarded myself with a pepperoni pizza, and yeah, that's that. Now that I did this, I can slam these cards into those books, binders, all that stuff behind me and around the corner. One of my most fun things to do. I've already logged everything into my Beckett OPG. So now I'll throw everything into their forever home back there in the boxes or the binders. Getting better at bindering things. I just bindered a couple football sets today. I bindered my 79 set, and that's when I was doing my audit to realize I'm still missing 8 cards. So keep going, keep going. She is not wearing a merkin. That's all natural. Back then, Joe. My brother likes the merkin. What's up, Ray? How are you, sir? Ray's down with OPG. Ray, we need to have a rematch. I have some more thoughts about that. If you haven't seen Ray and I draft our favorite Philadelphia team or the ultimate Philadelphia team, we each did that about a week ago, and I had a blast. It was a good time. And the more I think about it, the fact that we didn't have Eddie Plank on our team, I would take Philly pitchers over any pitchers, maybe even the Braves. Eddie Plank, Jim Bunning didn't make it. Cole Hamels didn't make it. Cliff Lee didn't make it. Roy Halladay didn't make it. But Chief Bender made it. Lefty Grove, Steve Carlton, Robin Roberts. We have a lot of pitchers here. Ray took Kurt Schilling for some reason, but we have a lot of pitchers in Philadelphia history that are pretty badass. So that's that. I am going to go polish my USB-C. Everybody, thank you for joining me Sunday. It's been 1 hour of pure fun. I appreciate you stopping by and listening, and hope everybody has a great day. They say pitchers and catchers report soon. That means something completely different in the East Village of New York. So just be careful out there if somebody does offer you to report as a pitcher or a catcher. Could have some life-changing ramifications. Take care, everybody. Be safe. Enjoy your cards. Enjoy collecting, and most importantly, enjoy your collection. Even if you don't have Mood Town Snackers cards, you still have a good collection. So hang in there, folks. Someday. Bye.